Hey guys, my name is Jake. Welcome to Canadian Cutting Edge. And I had a company reach out to me recently after my video about the Leatherman Arc that I bought. I'm assuming they saw that. Anyways, they saw my channel, and the company's FLISSA, and they asked if I would do a review of their multi-tool, a couple other items, another item or whatever. I told them, "Man, I'll do a video about your multi-tools, but not your other products." They do make knives. They didn't offer to send me any knives, but we'll see. So I told them I'll accept them as long as I'm totally free to say anything I want. They said certainly, that's what they wanted. They want me to give honest feedback on what I think. So here's this video. Like I said, they sent these to me at no cost to me, so take that for what it's worth. I'm dedicated to giving you my honest feedback, pro or con, or neutral or whatever. So what I'm going to do first is the unboxing. Then I'm going to play with these, use them, test them for a couple weeks, and then I'll do the full review. But for you guys, I'm putting that all together in one video. But today, these are still sealed. I'm going to unbox these in front of you and give you my first impressions, and the review will follow immediately after that in this same video. So stick around. Oh, by the way, these are available on Amazon. I'll leave links for them down below if you want to get them, to make it easy for you to find them. Without any further ado, let's open these up and see what we got. Okay, so here they are. This is a 15-in-1. This is an 18-in-1. And yeah, there's the same AC on this one. I think it's because it says on the cover it's got the camo sheath. That's probably what the C stands for. I don't know. Let's focus on this. There you go. You can see the details, who the distributor is and everything. Clearly they're made in China, and it's still sealed. It's got the plastic there and the plastic sticker right there. I just checked the Best Tech Man website. It's like $42 or something right now, US. Yeah. So check that out if you're interested. So the 15-in-1 multi-tools, let's see what it looks like in here. So that paper doesn't want to come out quite, there we go, because it's tucked underneath. Work Pro. Okay, I've heard of Work Pro before. So this is, FLISSA is part of the Work Pro family, I guess. There's Villy. Oh, this is the distributor, Great Star. Haushof, so it's supposed to sound German. FLISSA, knives for every adventure. That's what that is. So they got a bunch of different brands. Value Max for your DIY. They support National Breast Cancer Foundation. Good. And yeah, Work Pro. A lot of people are familiar with Work Pro tools. So here you go. This is what it says. All the different things they got in it. If I kind of like this, I think I'm going to give that to my oldest grandson. He's 9 years old now, so this paper is going to be identical in there, and this paper is slightly different because it's got different tools in it. And let's put those away. So there you go. Okay, two somewhat different sheaths here. We've got these nylon pouches, and oh, the camo's not the sheath. I thought it was going to be, it said camo sheath, didn't it? No, pliers with sheath dash camo. So yeah, it's not that the sheath is camo. The sheath is just like a nylon type pouch sheath. You got a loop, for your belt to fit through. It's the same size for both of these. And this has got the snap with the hole in it right there. And it just has the FLISSA F. This one's got the whole word FLISSA, and this one's Velcro. So the bigger one, I don't like this. I don't like Velcro. Velcro on something that's on the outside of your clothes, that's already a con for me. Because Velcro starts to grab all kinds of threads and stuff, and it gets built up and it gets ugly and messy, and it stops working too quickly. So I don't like this sheath to start with, but let's take that out. Okay, so that's reminiscent oh, what's the name of the Leatherman with the hammer on it? I don't know Leatherman tools all that well, but it's got the hammer on it. Looks like a glass breaker. Yeah, it does look, it's a different color, so the tip is a different color there. So that's like probably a tungsten tip, probably. Pocket clip. All right, let's open this one. Yeah, I do like that snap a lot better. It's a little slower to use, but you know, those kind of snaps, I just like them better. So camo on both of these. I'm assuming, I didn't look at their website. I don't know what they all have. I'm assuming they get these in just all black or just all bare metal. You know, you got that option. Let's see. So there's no detents or anything holding these. It's just friction. It's a little bit of a spot. And sort of the camo. Okay, that's that dip technique where they have paint on a wet surface and they dip it in. That's why it's around like that. That's not good or bad. I'm just saying I recognize how they did the camo paint on there. So yeah, it's just, there's a slight bit of a detent. Yeah, there it goes. It goes into that little hole or that little trench right there. And this little spring goes in it. So not bad. Not bad as far as that goes. They might be a little sticky because they're new. When you open it all the way, it feels a little sticky. That could be the coating that's on the pliers. Don't know. Yeah, this is the same way. This one's actually more sticky. When you open it, it really wants to stay there. There you go. And then when it's closed, it doesn't want to open. But hey, the price range on these, I'll have to put it on the screen. The bigger one and the smaller one right there on the top of the screen. Or what it is on Amazon. Let's take a little bit more look at the smaller one again. We've got, yeah, see, I'm trying to open it now and it was stuck. And this arm would swing open when I was trying to pull it open like that. It's a bit too sticky. I don't know if it needs lubrication in. I'm assuming it's the side of the plier right here grabbing onto that little, there's a little, almost like a detent. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it's not there. Did it again, but that's okay. It's a more budget kind of set of pliers, but I already don't like that. That's when I'm trying to open the pliers, sometimes it opens up, sometimes, you know, it swings this open instead. Okay, the paint isn't great, but it's, yeah, okay. We've got cutters that are replaceable. They feel sharp to my thumb, the skin of my thumb. The edge feels crisp. I will test that. I'll be cutting some stuff. And then they've got a little spot right there. Let me see if I got something to point with. There we go. Right there. It's got a spot for pinching and then for cutting up there. So, yep, not bad. And we'll see how well these ply. They're pliers, right? So I got a ply, right? How well they grab. So let's close that up quickly for the first impressions part of this. There's the blade. Okay, liner lock. So you push the liner in to unlock it. Swings all the way open, all the way up to, all the way through to this nut, which is a stop. There's some lock rock, not much, just a minor little bit. Side to side play, not much, very tiny bit, very tiny. Okay, so feels reasonably thin at the edge. I'll have to double check. I don't know what steel they use. I'll put it on the screen if they've said what steel they use on there. Doesn't feel very sharp at all. I'll tell you what the sharpness test is out of the box. I'm not going to cut anything in this first part of the video. The second half of the video I'll do after I've tested sharpness and everything on my sharpness tester. What do we got on the other side? Okay, there's a little spot right there to grab the blade, the saw blade. Yeah, it is thinner at the spine, so that's a good thing. And we'll see how well this cuts. There's already a scratch on there from the factory. Don't know if you can see that. Remember, these are budget tools. They're not super high-end. Same kind of liner lock system on there. So that's what we got on this side. And is that another tool, or is that just the release for the stuff inside? Okay, yeah, that's part of the system that locks for the drivers. Oh, it does say FLISSA right there. Okay, so you get the bits that have the detent ball built in, dual head bits. So you got a flat 3/16 and yeah, so flat and a Phillips. Doesn't hold it super tight. Let's see if there's one side that holds better. It's okay. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be a tool there too, the way that is, or not. Let's see, close this up. So you don't have a deep reach for that, but yeah, you've got two tools there. And yeah, you press that in when you go to want to close that. So not bad. And this side, we've got a serrated blade, and it's coated over the whole thing. How's that supposed to stay sharp if that's got a coating over top of the edge? So we'll see how well. I don't like serrated blades to start with. I mentioned that. I talked about it in my last live stream actually for a while. So yeah, serrated blade there. And on the other side, we've got a file with a diamond. I don't know if it's diamond. I doubt that it's diamond, but we've got a very fine kind of stone sharpening, like a sharpening kind of file thing, and a crosshatch file there. Wonder how hard this metal is. Well, I will test it. So there you go. Is that all that's in there? Let me just go over this real quick. See if I missed something. Oh yeah, I missed something. We've got these guys back here. So let's open that up. Scissors. I will test those scissors to see how well they cut. What else do we have back in here? That nail nick, this is tight in here. It's not working that well. So we got a can opener. We got a wire stripper right there. And we've got a very fine flat right there. And, ow. Got some pliers here so I can do it this way. But most people, you won't have a separate set of pliers. That's a larger flat. So this is quite tight in here. Maybe they will wear smoother, but I find that happens a lot on coated tools. So it's got some kind of DLC-esque, some kind of coating anyways, and coated tools tend not to slide all that well, although uncoated tools can not slide well as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. I will test it and just keep watching. You'll see that part. This guy, 18-in-1. So like, let's do this. On this side, we've got the blade. So sharp, plain edge, partially serrated. Yeah. Don't like that. I wish it was all plain edge and no serrations at all. I just don't find the value in serrations. Yet again, it goes all the way over the crossbar lock. A little more play than this guy had in the blade, side-to-side play, and more up and down lock rock than that guy had. The other side is the saw blade, so identical saw blade as we saw over there. So put that back, and let's open this up. I think it's probably the same tools over here. You just grab the sheet. Don't need to pull them all out right away if it's these same tools. It's not the same tools. So yes, let's open those up and take a look. Oh, these are coming out more easily. So these came out just fine, and they lock. It's got that back lock, same kind of lock that we had on the screwdriver. Oh, do these lock as well? Maybe that's what I needed to do. Let me just see. Yeah, those lock as well. So yeah, I was wrong about that. They slide with a challenge. They don't slide that great. These ones came open a little more easily, a little bit better. We've got a sharp edge here on an awl with a hole. It's not super sharp, but you could use it. It's been sharpened because you can see that silver edge there. So we've got an awl with a hole. We've got the same flat. We've got the same tiny flat. And we've got the same thing there, but on the other side, so is that what it showed? So the main difference is the awl. The other tools are the same. No scissors. So the little guy, 15-1's got scissors. This guy doesn't have scissors, but this guy's got an awl, whereas this one doesn't have an awl. So they're the same thickness. No, it's a little bit wider. This one is a little bit thicker than this guy is. Shouldn't be. No, it's not. That's no, they're the same thickness. They're the same thickness of tools. Okay, so that's what that is. Pocket clip, that's different. So there you go. And on this side here, this one's got this red thing. Oh, that doesn't want to come open. Come on. I'm not a complete wimp. Honest, I'm not. Let's see if I can get that out without using any other tool like I did before, using a separate tool. I'm assuming, if you can see there's a little bit of an overbite there that I'm supposed to get behind there like that with my thumbnail or something. There we go. Oh, I just had to do it correctly. It's actually not tight at all. It's very loose. I just wasn't doing it right. So it's just a tiny bit of technique involved. It's totally free, totally loose, and if I pull it a little bit, it might fall. Oh, maybe not. But there you go. See, it moves. And then it's got a bit of a detent to sit right in there. Oh, and then you can take it out. So if you get at just the right angle, you can take it out because that's supposed to be a whistle. Let me blow the whistle. Not terribly nice of a whistle, but it's better than nothing. Now, is this a ferrocerium rod under here? Do I have to wreck that to get at it? Probably. Well, I'll test that later when I do the testing. And nice to have a ferrocerium rod. This side got the same kind of thing, that coating on there for maybe you can sharpen something with that. You can't sharpen this blade though, unless you take it all the way apart. And there's no filing or anything on the spines of these, and a cross hatch on that side. And is there a scissor over here? Let me lock that down. 18-1. Yeah, that's just a protective sheath on that pink thing over here, this yellowy orangey thing. Doesn't say what that is. What is that? Oh, there's nothing else. No, there is something there. It's a big... It's hard to get, like that's a long thing. Let's push it up there. Get my thumbnail in there. There we go. It's a big pair of scissors. Oop. See, it's just kind of stuck there. There's no, the spring's not working. There we go. I didn't notice that my camera, the memory limit got full, so I was working on this. Let's pull this back out again. So, like I was saying, I just opened it up again anew for the first time. So it looks like every time you're going to have to pull that spring back. Oh, it still didn't work. Come on, work. Okay, it worked suddenly before. Oh, is that what it takes? Aha! Aha! So I just learned something. You have to get that liner lock to lock, and that holds it so that the spring will work. If you don't do that, you hear that click there. If you don't hear that click, that liner lock engaged fully, then the scissor won't work, but then that holds it stiff. So there you go. We'll test that and close it. Okay, that's hitting on the side. Okay, I have to guess make it flat. Nope. Oh, okay. It's too long when you do it that way. It hits this closure here, so I guess we have to do that and get it to line up, start to close it, push down on the... that blade's sticking out. You can see it right there. It's got to be a different way to close that. Nope. I don't remember if that was sticking out before or not. I have to take a closer look at some of the opening scenes of this thing. So there you go. Yeah, so if you want to see my review of this, stick around, keep watching. I'm going to weigh these, measure them, test some stuff out, play with them, use them, and then I'll tell you what my opinions are on these. Hopefully I haven't really told you my opinions yet because I'm trying to stay neutral until I've tested them. So stick around, keep watching, because here it comes after, a time of testing. I'll let you know what I think. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Let's talk about the things I like and don't like about these after I've been able to test it for a while. I only put it in text, I think, earlier because I didn't know it before. The steel for the blades. This is 8CR13 MOV, so I want to make sure that's pretty clear. I like 8CR13 MOV as a budget stainless steel. It's a pretty good stainless steel, so that is not bad. And if you like 8CR13, there you go, you got it. It's better than a lot of the steels on a lot of knife brands, especially multi-tools. They tend to have some pretty soft stainless steel. 8CR13's usually around 58, and Rockwell hardness, this is pretty close to that. Might be a tiny bit more, I don't know. It's okay. I've only stropped these, I haven't resharpened them, I cleaned them up. The problem with these blades that I didn't get very good scores with, the sharpness score I got on this blade was 350 plus for the best score, which is not good at all. And that's because it was sharpened in a hurry and it had a burr bent over that, just stopped stuff from cutting. So when I cleaned up that edge, it got a more reasonable score, like 220 or something like that. Forget exactly, I didn't write it down, but not a great score, but okay. The measurements on these things, I'm just doing some measurements. The blade length, or the cutting edge length, the blade length's a bit more. The cutting edge length is about 2 3/4 inches, about 70 millimeters. And that's true for pretty much all the tools, like the blade on this guy, the saw, about the same, file, about the same. So that's pretty much that. The weights of these things, they're almost identical in weight, believe it or not. And yet this one's, but this is, I think, aluminum, I'm not sure. It's not magnetic. Where's my magnet? Do I have my magnet here? come off of there. Oh, it is. Okay, I didn't hammer with it anyways, because there you go, you can see that surface. It's just not comfortable for hammering with, especially if your hands are bare. With gloves on, maybe, but barehanded, you know, this metal here from the file sticks out a bit. It's a little bit hot. This side, not so much from the blade, but you can't get a good grip on it and hammer with that. It's okay. Some more things that are okay. Their newer versions have these snap, you know, kind of this Leatherman hole snap, which I like. The 18-in-1's got this Velcro, not that great. By the way, Amazon Canada still has both of these, the 15-in-1, 18-in-1. The Amazon United States has got a wide variety of 16-in-1 for a little bit less money, well, American dollars. Canadian dollars for this, it's not bad. What is this? $43, $42.99. And this is what, $39.99 Canadian if you want to get one. Let's put those over there. I don't like the fact that these blades are coated after they've ground the serrations. Now the fine edges, you know, they had to sharpen them again afterwards, and so that's okay. But with the coating on the serrations, that means now the serrations are very useless. Like, it just does not work well at all. So if you're gonna buy these, if you like serrations, I think I might just turn this into a chisel grind. Actually, it's got a back bevel here, but still just a one side chisel grind instead of sharpening both sides. It's probably what I'll do with this one if I keep it. You know, I don't know. But other than that, I much prefer the plain edge, so I don't really like the 18-in-1. It's just, the sheath isn't as good with the Velcro. I just don't like Velcro in that. I don't see the need for the hammer really. This hole here, you can put a 1/4-inch drive screwdriver bit in there on this side. So you can do that if you want to. That doesn't come with it. And then that's a little bit smaller. That's probably what, I don't know, 3/16 maybe? I don't know. No, that's over an 8. Yeah, 3/16 is probably what that is. I didn't measure it. I just didn't find a use for that. I do like, you know, you've got the extra hardened tip here. It's not just steel to the tip, so that's nice. This works okay. You can see I was striking with it. Here, let me just I'll use the back of this file a little bit. Got to clean that up. You know, get the oxidation off of it, and then it strikes pretty fine. So that's okay. A little bit, I don't know, it's a little bit flimsy in here. I think it's going to wear out. It's gotten much looser and freer in there, and I've done a minimal amount of testing on that. Whistle, yeah, that's, you know, a gimmick pretty much, but it's there if you want it. The other tools, I did learn how to take the scissor out and put it back in. Don't know why it took me that long to figure that out, but one of my viewers helped me out. Oh yeah, gotta make it lock. I keep forgetting. Gotta make it lock all the way open before you use it. The scissor on the 18-in-1 is not so good in the sense that this, I don't know if you can see that, this piece that's folded over here for you to put your thumb on, it's very narrow. On the 15-in-1, the scissor's got a much wider, where is the scissor? Is it? Yeah, the scissor is a tiny little scissor back in here. Let's open that up. And even though it's a smaller scissor, it's got a much wider tab there. See that? That's comfortable to use. So the scissor on the 15-in-1's okay. It's a little bit shorter, but this one, it needs a wider, you know, piece there to be more comfortable to use. If you're just cutting one or two tiny little things, it's not that big a deal, but you know, so when you close it first, or sorry, let's unlock that and then close it. When it's unlocked, then it holds it. As soon as you click it, you know, it comes free. So when you close it, of course, it closes in just fine and it's out of the way. I don't know why I was brain farting on that. The other multi-tools that are in here, they're okay. They're not great, but they're okay. Again, let's pull these out here. That was sharpened afterwards, which is pretty good, but the can opener was not sharpened afterwards, so it's got the coating on it. Of course, most cans, you can still deal with it. It's not a big deal. So the tools are okay. these little tools in here. The pliers on both of them, they're pretty good. You've got, you know, built-in cutters here, or replaceable cutters, which are decent. And the pliers are just, they're decent pliers. They're not terrible. Most of the other steel on here is 3CR, probably 3CR13. I forget exactly what they said. So you can use that if you want. And, well, that not that you can use it, that's what it is. This file. The biggest con with these is the file. Now, I didn't test this one out, so this one's got the original edge to it still. And you can see how much texture there is on there. This one I used just barely. I did a little bit of aluminum, a little bit of copper pipe. I tried it on some steel, and like, seriously, it was like 3 minutes of working with this file, and it's just smooth. It's totally useless on this metal file side already. That's the worst thing about these tools, is this surface here. This surface here is maybe the second worst thing about these tools. It's just the file is not good. They need to redo this file completely, use different steel, use a different coating on here for their grit. It's just not good at all. The second worst thing about these knives is the saw. I could barely cut wood with this, to be honest with you. I was going through pine, soft stuff, like 2x4s. And I was working it for a long time, getting angry and frustrated and annoyed to no end. The shape of these teeth is just not good. They need to totally rethink the way they're grinding these teeth. It's not a back cut. These teeth are for both directions, and it doesn't cut in either direction very well at all. So that's the second worst thing. The rest of these things, you know, they're okay. It's not a terrible tool. You know, I don't really prefer the camo thing. You know, it's not super smooth. I guess I could lubricate these hinges up a little bit, and that would be a little bit better. But it's not terrible. It's okay. The extra tools, not terrible. You know, they're okay. So if you can live with a very terrible file and a saw that doesn't work, the rest of the stuff's okay. So that's my sort of really brief nutshell. Since I did such a long first impression thing, I'm not going to do a long video section. All their newer ones, like I said, have got this hole in it. So the 16-in-1 have this kind of sheath, which is better. Yeah, the sheath is okay, not very heavy. The weights of these, I didn't tell you exactly, did I? 9.5 ounces, 268 grams. This one's 9.4. No, this one's 9.5 ounces, the one with the hammer, the sort of surge-like tool. Copy of Leatherman. 9.5 ounces, 269 grams. 9.4 ounces, 267 grams. And yeah, like the serrated blade here, I didn't tell you the score that I got on my tester. And the score for this, for cutting, 700 plus. It's just, they should have, in my opinion, ground these teeth out after the blade was coated, not before, because you're putting a coating over top of a sharp edge, which means it's not sharp anymore. It's like putting paint. It's better than paint, but not by far. But it's like painting over something sharp. You know, it starts getting round, and it's also softer because the coating's soft, and it just does not cut well. But you could make it cut well if you had a nice fine file. You could file these up and clean them up a little bit. I don't like serrations in the first place. I think if you've got a nice sharp fine edge, it'll cut almost everything you want, including rope, just fine if you keep the edge well tuned. The reason people like serrations so much is because, especially people who really like these multi-edge knives with the part serrated, you know, they cut with this until it's dull, and then now since they can't cut anymore, they use this, and oh, that cuts great. Well, comparatively to a dull edge, it cuts okay, yeah. But I don't like serrations at all. Well, maybe not at all. I don't like serrations much. You know, it's just, I'd much rather have just a really nice fine edge instead. Locking, they'll lock up pretty good. You know, it's okay. It's an okay tool. If you want to spend that much money for it, go for it. I still recommend Ganzo knives, Ganzo Multitools more. So if you want to check out some Ganzo Multitools, do that. I've got some that I've reviewed on my channel. I don't have one here to show you, but if you want to spend, you know, 30, 40 bucks, 20 some odd bucks in the States, you know, it's not a terrible choice. So there you go, from FLISSA, 18-in-1, 15-in-1, and they also have a 16-in-1. I don't think it's in the Canadian listing on Amazon. You might be able to find them on other places like AliExpress and stuff as well. So I'll leave links down below to make it easy for you to get them. Thank you so much for watching. This is the last video from Canadian Cutting Edge in 2024. I appreciate your patronage. And remember, friends, always cut towards your chum, not your thumb.